Hello everyone, it's me, Zach, and welcome back. Let's get started. Put our hands in the middle. We sing hello, 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 hello. We sing hello, hello, we sing hello. We sing hello to everyone, to everyone, to everyone. We sing hello to everyone. We sing hello. Now let's do a little bit of movement memory. Everyone stand up and wiggle your feet. Turn around and sit down. All right, one more time. Stand up, wiggle your feet, turn around and sit down. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, lie down and go to sleep. And wake up! The alarm is sounding. Wake up and stretch. Stretch to the right and stretch to the left and give a little yawn. All right, is everyone awake? Good. Now let's get started. For today, we are going to read a wonderful book called Superworm. I know you know this book. But before that, I would like to make sure you remember the numbers. So let's begin with numbers. Here we have 1 chicken, 2 penguins, very good, 3 ducks, that's right. Is this a duck or a dog? Duck, very good. 4 seahorses. 5 cats. Is this a tiger or a cat? Cat, very good. 6 birds. 7 bees. 8 mice. 1 mouse, 8 mice. Good. 9 monkeys. Oh look, these two have bananas. Very good. And 10 ladybugs or ladybirds, whichever way. All right, good job everyone. And before we start reading the book Superworm, we need to make sure we know these words as well. So, over here we have a grasshopper. That's right. The grasshopper is green and yellow. Very good. Bee. The bee makes honey. That's right. Very good. And the most important word for today, worm, because we are reading a book called Superworm. Next up, we have a snail. And this snail has a green, no, what is this color again? Is it pink? Close. Purple. A purple shell. Very good. Next up, we have a ladybug. Wait a minute, that's not a ladybug, that's a beetle. And the beetle is brown. Last but not least, we have a caterpillar. A caterpillar. And this happy caterpillar is green and, that's right, yellow. Very good. All right, now to get started with the book. Superworm. Let's begin. Superworm is super long. Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, see him squirm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. Help! Disaster! Baby Toad has hopped onto a major road. Quick! Whatever can we do? Baby Toad is about to get run over by a bicycle. What do we do? Look! A superworm lasso. Superworm attached himself to a pole and lassoed Baby Toad out of the way. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. The bees are feeling bored today. They need a nice new game to play. Cheer up, bees, no need to mope. It's Superworm, the skipping rope. The bees are using Superworm to jump skip. Very good. Uh-oh, what is happening here? Beetle has fallen into a well. Is she drowning? Who can tell? Not to panic, all is fine. It's Superworm, the fishing line. Hooray for Superworm. The beetles were able to use Superworm as a fishing line to fish the young beetle out of the well. Then toads and beetles, bees and bugs, brothers snails and sister slugs, Uncle Ant and Earwig Aunt, clap and cheer and chant this chant. Superworm is super long, Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, see him squirm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. The chant is carried on the air to Wizard Lizard in his lair. He mutters into his servant's ear, "Find that worm and bring him here." The servant crow is black and grim. Everyone is scared of him. They all let out a fearful shriek, "Ah!" to see their hero in his beak. The wizard waves his magic flower. "Now, Superworm, you're in my power, and you must tunnel Rithian coil to find me treasure in the soil." Superworm is very cross to have a lizard as his boss, but when he tries to slink away, the wizard's magic makes him stay. Uh-oh. For days he tunnels, twists, and winds, but all the treasure that he finds is 2 small buttons, half a cork, a toffee, and a plastic fork. The lizard flicks an angry tail. Whoosh! Have one last try, and if you fail to find the treasure down below, I'll feed you to my hungry crow. Uh-oh. Superworm is definitely in a pickle. The crow is flapping through the night. Everyone looks up in fright. They see him perch upon an oak and listen to his dreadful croak. Superworm is good to eat. Superworm's a special treat. He'll be juicy, fat and firm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. Action! Quickly! At the double! Superworm's in frightful trouble. We must help him if we can. We must hatch a cunning plan. The garden creatures leave their home, carrying a honeycomb. They jump and fly and crawl and creep to find the lizard fast asleep. They chew the petals off his flower to rob him of his magic power. The caterpillars fetch some leaves while busily the spider weaves. The web is strong, the web is tough, the web is plenty big enough. The wizard wakes, this isn't funny, I'm wrapped in leaves and stuck with honey. Then up the bees and beetles fly and lift the web into the sky. This is the place, and bang, crash, thump, the wizard is in the rubbish dump. And now from somewhere underground there comes a distant rumbling sound. The earth begins to heave, and then Superworm is back again. Now let's see, what can we turn Superworm into? He's multi-talented, he is. Superworm the swing, Superworm the slide, woo! Superworm the hula hoop, the fairground ride. Superworm the belt, the hat, the crane, the train, the acrobat. Then toads and beetles, bees and bugs, brothers snails and sister slugs, Uncle ant and earwig aunt, clap and cheer and chant this chant. Superworm is super long, Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, see him squirm, hip hip hooray for Superworm. The end. So, let's see if you remember some of the creatures that we saw in the book and from the flashcards earlier. Once again, can you tell me what this is? That's right, grasshopper. The grasshopper loves to hop. Very good. Next up we have a bee. Very good. And the bee makes honey. Very good. Superworm or just worm. That's right. This is a worm. A small worm. Is that a snake? No, it's a snail. That is correct. Very good. And this guy, he kind of looks like chocolate, but is not chocolate. Don't eat him. He's a beetle. Very good. And last but not least, the very happy and lovely caterpillar. Caterpillar. Very good. Give yourselves a round of applause. So now let's sing. Superworm is super long. Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, see him squirm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. All right, well, that concludes our session for today, but before we leave, we are going to sing goodbye. So let's tune in. We sing goodbye, 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 goodbye. We sing goodbye, goodbye. We sing goodbye. All right, now a little bit quicker, faster, schneller, that's right. And we sing goodbye to everyone. Very good. So, we sing goodbye to everyone, to everyone, to everyone. We sing goodbye to everyone, to everyone. Alrighty, bye-bye and see you next week.